How would you play today if there was no tomorrow? Converging roads to Super Bowl 56, evidence that opportunity only knocks when it sees fit. In one instance, 12 years worth of unrewarded effort, world-class talent buried beneath a pile of losses.
I'm excited about this game. We should be, but at the same time, I'm just focused on, doing whatever we can to help try and beat the Bengals.
For the other, an almost immediate ascent to the sport's greatest stage.
It is no fluke. It is a fact. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Super Bowl 56.
The only common ground between these two QBs is their starting point. But it doesn't matter how you got here or when they called your name. Only what you do on this day. Because when it knocks, it may only do so once. This is no solitary mission. From a mess to the moment. In 2 years' time, Cincinnati has already assembled a full body of work. An arm, a leg, and an all-pro pair of hands, bringing the future into the present long before expected.
I'm not surprised. Playing this whole year, I knew that we would have a chance to be here. It's a very exciting moment.
Time is no ally of the cast of characters in LA. An all-in approach, welcoming the doubted and discarded alike.
I told you! I told you!
Now it's time to find out who history will favor. An unbroken youthful confidence or the scar tissue that only comes with experience. Because whether it's your first time, your last time, or the only time, the difference between winning and what if are the plays you make over these 60 minutes. A fleeting series of moments that will affect your forever. So leave no doubt today, because tomorrow isn't promised. The moment is now at Super Bowl 56.
Two different journeys, but here we are getting set for Super Bowl 56. I'm Sherry Burris alongside Wizard of Odds, Kenny White, and our senior NFL writer, Jonathan Jones. Guys, Joe Burrow, 12 sacks already this season, 9 in just that game against the Tennessee Titans. That line's going to have their work cut out for them. JJ, how do they protect their quarterback?
Well, they're going to try. They're going to do their best against the LA Rams, but this is going to be a tall task. You're talking about a Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, Sherry, that they had a sack rate of 9.3%. That was the second highest in the league. Only Chicago Bears were worse, and we know all the issues with the Chicago Bears. They haven't been able to figure out the right guard position the last couple of weeks. If it's Jackson Carman, if it's going to be Adeniji there. Jonah Williams has been a turnstile a lot of times this season at left tackle, allowing 11 sacks, which is in the top 10 in the NFL this season. So, Kenny, Wizard of Odds, it's going to be a very difficult one.
No doubt about it. The Cincinnati Bengals, I had their offensive line ranked 21st to start the season. They didn't disappoint me. They ended up number 20 at the end of the year. But, Sherry, these teams that give up a lot of sacks, like the 9 they give up against Tennessee. Mm-hmm. They made adjustments the next week. They did get a little better. And we've seen this. The last Super Bowl, we had a team that had 50 sacks going up against an opponent who gave up 50 sacks, was the Raiders against the Redskins. And the Raiders only allowed 2 sacks that day. So Cincinnati's hearing it. The offensive linemen are hearing it all week how bad they are. They're going to play, but they're up against a great defense this week.
All right, continuing with our storylines and props, Bengals tight end CJ Uzomah, he will be playing in Super Bowl 56 if he has his word on it. He is dealing with a sprained MCL in his left knee. What is potential impact if he can play and that he's not 100%?
Yeah, it's huge because of how much he helps their passing game. There's a lot of focus on Jamar Chase. We're probably going to talk about him in a little bit, and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and rightfully so. But CJ Uzomah has been the guy who he gets all the underneath stuff. You pass it to him, you get a 6-yard gain. No, he turns that into 10 to 11 to 12 yards because of his run after the catch, his yard after the catch ability. In fact, of his receiving yards, 61% of them, that's yak that he's getting out there. That is by far the most yak by any tight end with at least 400 receiving yards this season. And so that's what they're missing without him. Get the ball in his hands, get the ball in your playmaker's hands, and let them go do the work.